Okay, let's unpack this. Today, we're doing a deep dive into some, well, really thought-provoking stuff. Material that challenges our basic understanding of, existence, time, reality itself.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be looking at how things we see as solid, as undeniable, might actually be viewed through a completely different lens.
Exactly. And what's fascinating, our sources, they really push us to consider a radical shift. What if the realness of everything we experience, the clock ticking, even our own being, what if that's seen totally differently by a higher power?
Right.
This dive, I think, will uncover some surprising ideas about presence, about the divine scale. It's pretty immense.
So let's start with that ultimate reality idea. The core concept seems to be that God is the only truly self-existent being. Is that right?
That's the foundation, yeah. Everything else, creatures, time, space, even non-existence itself.
Non-existence, too.
Yeah. It either exists within God or it's totally sustained by God. It really recenters everything,
Okay.
And what's really insightful here is that God isn't just like a one-time creator. The sources suggest God can infinitely create things and annihilate them too.
Infinitely.
And even that concept, non-existence, it's described as always being present within God. Less like a void, maybe more like potential.
Okay, like unmanifested potential.
Sort of. And God calls things into being, but crucially, only within the flow of time. And time itself was described as just another creature.
Time is a creature. That's quite a thought. What does that imply?
Well, it implies it's not ultimate, right? It's created, it's dependent, it's held in being by God, just like us.
So God isn't bound by it.
Exactly. God orchestrates it rather than being subject to it.
Okay. So here's where it gets really interesting for me. For us, living in time and space, our reality feels absolutely solid, tangible.
Of course.
We experience life moment by moment. Existence means being. Non-existence is, well, nothing. Absence.
All right, that's our framework. But this is where the sources pose that big question. What if, for God, our time and space, our existence, what if it's perceived more like a dream? Or maybe
a dream? Like not fully real from that perspective?
Or perhaps real in a different way. The sources suggest God might see our existence as non-existence. Or maybe the distinction just isn't as sharp as absolute from the divine view.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean our experience isn't real to us, but its fundamental nature could be perceived very differently.
So how does that square with our experience then? Our past, present, future? They feel very distinct, very real to us.
Yeah, and the sources try to bridge that. They suggest God simultaneously sustains all moments, past, present, future, all at once.
It's like a finished movie.
That's a good analogy. Like the whole film exists, even though we're only watching it frame by frame. So God can call things from that non-existence, that divine potential into existence for us, but it happens within our creaturely time.
It really feels like we're bumping up against the limits of, well, human understanding here.
I think we absolutely are. And the sources are pretty clear on that. As creatures in space-time, we can't fully grasp how God perceives these things.
Our minds aren't built for it.
Our perception is structured, maybe by God, to see things in categories. Existence, reality, dream.
Yeah.
But God might operate on a completely different level where those categories, they just don't apply in the same way.
Right. Where being and non-being might be more fluid.
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah.
Two sides of a coin we can't quite see all at once.
And we're told we only get to know what God allows us to know, right?
Yep.
For specific reasons.
Exactly. For purposes like completing creation or dealing with sin, the knowledge is purposeful, not just informational. The text even points to the Son, who is God, sustaining space-time, experiencing death as a creature.
That severance from the Father.
A profound moment, yes. And then resurrecting and receiving authority over space-time. It shows this incredible, almost paradoxical interaction between the divine and our created reality.
Something ultimately beyond our full grasp.
Definitely beyond our full grasp.
So we're left with this really profound thought. What if our reality, the thing that feels so solid, so concrete to us, what if it's something entirely different from the ultimate perspective? What does that mean for you listening, for your life, your choices?
Well, consider this. If God sustains all moments at once, and maybe sees our reality as something like a dream or a thought, what does that suggest about our choices? But here's the crucial part. Even if it's like a dream to God, the sources are clear that for us, the consequences are absolutely real.
Like the fiery pit mentioned.
Exactly. That reality for us is stark. So it highlights this dual nature. Our perceived reality is intensely real for us, but there's this vast, maybe unbridgeable gap between how we see things and how God does. It really just urges us towards, humble contemplation about our place in it all. It's a mystery, really.